I knew the moment he said it, that tiny pause before the command, the smug tone in his voice. Leave this house until you apologize to your sister. My suitcase was still by the door from yesterday's trip. I didn't argue or flinch. I didn't even blink. I just nodded once and said, all right. His shoulders relaxed like he thought he'd won something. He had no idea what was shifting inside me. Everything that had been simmering for months finally locked into place. The betrayal had stopped being a suspicion the night before and turned into a fact I could no longer ignore. People imagine betrayals as loud, explosive moments where the truth comes crashing down. Mine wasn't like that. Mine grew slowly, a quiet decay hidden behind smiles and signed documents. My sister and I had spent our lives fighting for whatever affection we could get. The family business was supposed to fix that. My father always promised we'd run it together. And for a while, it seemed like we would. We had late-night planning calls, coffee-stained spreadsheets, inside jokes about my terrible handwriting. We trusted each other once. But little things changed. She stopped updating me. Meetings happened without me. Decisions were made before I even walked through the door. The first real break came when she slipped up, talking about a budget I'd never seen, a deal I didn't approve, a hire I never met. Dad brushed me off when I asked, your sister knows what she's doing. But the truth showed up in a deleted email thread I wasn't supposed to find. Her message to the board, he's not committed. I'll handle it. Once he's out, we move forward. She wasn't just cutting me out of the company. She was maneuvering Dad into throwing me out of the house, too. A clean little domino line. The disappointment hurt for one night. But anger? No. I was too exhausted for that. What came instead was clarity. Cold, sharp, absolute. They thought pushing me out would make me crawl back, apologize, fall back into the role they carved out for me since childhood. I didn't fight them. I simply acted. I packed more than clothes. I emptied my office. I took my drives, my projects, my patents, every bit of work tied to my name. At 3 a.m., I typed my resignation. One line for each year of loyalty. One signature to end everything. I submitted it. Final. Irrevocable. Then I slept for 2 hours. The first real rest I'd had in months. The next morning, I walked into the office, not to argue or explain, but to finish what I'd started. My sister was waiting at my desk, leaning on it with that smug little smile she perfected ever since Dad named her interim coup. She lifted her chin at me. So, ready to apologize? I placed my key card on the desk and watched her eyes tighten. When she yanked open the drawers and found them empty, no notebooks, no sketches, no reports, her smirk faltered. What did you do? She whispered. I didn't say a word. I just slid the resignation envelope onto the desk like the final play in a game. She thought she'd rigged. She grabbed it, skimmed it, then read it again more slowly, her face draining of color. She tried to speak, but nothing came out. I was halfway to the door when the company lawyer came running in, out of breath and pale. Please tell me you didn't file it, he said. I didn't need to answer, my silence was enough. He shut his eyes. Your patents, your work, your ownership agreements. Everything is tied to you. If you resign, my sister clutched the letter like it was a death notice. Dad walked in then, ready to gloat, ready to see me beg. But he froze when he saw the lawyer's face. What's happening? He demanded. The lawyer spoke quietly, like someone bracing a man for bad news. Sir, without your son, the contracts fall apart. Investors depend on his research. And if he's not on the executive team, he keeps full rights to everything. Dad turned to me slowly. The smug smile he'd worn so many times when choosing her over me just melted away. You wouldn't, he said. But I already had. I walked out of that building with nothing they could hold over me, and everything they could never take. No yelling. No dramatic exit. Just the echo of their panic fading behind me. And for the first time in years, I felt weightless. People think revenge is loud. But mine wasn't. Mine was sharp, quiet. A single clean cut that severed every chain they'd wrapped around me. I didn't destroy them. I simply stepped away and let everything fall exactly the way they set it up. I didn't win by fighting. I won by walking away. And the best part, they did every bit of it to themselves.